And shame on those Republicans that don't have the nerve, the balls to go after him. What do they tell their kids? What do they tell their grandkids later when it's written in history books what their role is and what they did, and they allowed him to do this? He's an outright criminal.
All right, guys, let's start with this. Shame, shame, shame on those Republicans who stood back and let this circus unfold. They had the power to act, but they choked. What are they going to tell their kids when history books call them out? They let a criminal run wild, and now the country is paying the price.
At the White House today, the president of Poland had the misfortune to visit in the middle of Hurricane Epstein. As you probably know, Republicans forced an early recess over the summer to avoid having to vote on whether to release the Epstein files, which many of them do not want to do because it would upset Orange Julius Caesar bigly.
It's so obvious. I just don't understand. People could buy it. I just don't know. It's all an act in a certain way. It's all out of insecurity. He's deeply, deeply insecure. He is a malignant narcissist. He's a socio-psychopath. He's created some new language as far as describing somebody in his mental.
Trump doesn't even need late-night hosts to roast him. He's the show. He's turned the White House into a chaotic reality TV set where every scandal outdoes the last. From his Epstein ties to using the National Guard like props, the drama never stops. And when Chicago became his latest playground, his clownish tactics found a whole new stage.
That this fool, this bozo, has wound up where he has. He talks how he wants to punch people in the face. Well, I'd like to punch him in the face. This is somebody that we want for president? I don't think so. What I care about is the direction of this country. And what I'm very, very worried about is that it might go in the wrong direction with someone like Donald Trump. If you care about your future, vote for it.
Robert Darrow and Jimmy Kimmel tear him apart. Darrow calls him a malignant narcissist, a sociopath, and a man whose big, beautiful bills sound more like game show prizes than laws. Kimmel mocks him like crazy, pointing out that every policy rollout feels like a bad episode of The Price is Wrong. This is no leadership. It's cheap theater.
Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I want you to know sometimes when I watch you striding across the White House lawn so confidently, with so much masculinity, I'll admit it, I get sexually aroused. Thank you for breathing life back into my once slumbering penis.
I mean, he's so blatantly stupid. He's a punk. He's a dog. He's a pig. He's a con, a bullshit artist, a mutt who doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't do his homework, doesn't care, thinks he's gaming society, doesn't pay his taxes. He's an idiot. Colin Powell said it best. He's a national disaster. He's an embarrassment to this country.
Darrow doesn't hold back. He's furious this bozo ever became president and even jokes about punching him in the face. He warns that Trump isn't just dangerous. He's actively dragging the country in the wrong direction. Kimmel drives the point home, tying Trump to Epstein again and showing how every denial just makes the scandal scream louder.
Alaska to bend over for Putin. He sent military tanks into Washington, D.C. He said the Smithsonian focuses too much on how bad slavery was. He called India and Norway to tell them to nominate him for a Nobel Prize. And he cut off funding for pediatric brain cancer research for children. You would think a person who himself has the brain of a child would be in favor of funding pediatric brain cancer research.
Kimmel torches Trump for parading soldiers like extras in a movie. The harder Trump tries to look tough, the weaker he seems. Darrow piles on, pointing to his Chicago crackdown as the worst kind of political theater, one where real people are just props in a cruel performance. It's not leadership. It's exploitation.
Really worry that if he were to win again, and I'm not saying this like it's such a far-fetched notion, if he were to win again, that he would not give up power?
You know he won't. You know he won't. He even said it. He's never going to give it up. And anybody who deludes themselves in thinking that he is, shame on you.
You have compared the Trump family to a gangster family, which is something coming from you. What do you mean?
They are. Well, because he thinks he's a gangster.
Don't stop there. Niro calls the Trump family a gangster crew and laughs at how Trump acts like a mob boss while breaking every rule himself. Kimmel turns Trump's big, beautiful bills into a running gag, mocking how they're just slogans dressed up as history. To them, the country isn't being governed. It's being sold one scam at a time.
A lot of places this summer. We traveled quite a bit. I was in Idaho doing this. I was in New York. We went to see my friend Jeff Ross on Broadway. I was in Wyoming. I was in Palm Springs. I even got to be part of a big meeting in Washington, D.C. Christy?
Well, Mr. President, first of all, thank you for the opportunity to work for you. Mr. President, I invite you to see your big, beautiful face on a banner in front of...
The Epstein scandal haunts every frame of this roast. Niro says Trump's denials only make him look guiltier, while Kimmel skewers his defenders for twisting themselves into knots to explain it away. Outside the cult, the excuses look ridiculous, and every time Trump calls it a coincidence, the audience just laughs at the absurdity.
America's Philistine president has had himself appointed head of one of our premier cultural institutions. He has cut funding and support to the arts, humanities, and education. And now he has announced a 100% tariff on films produced outside the U.S. Let that sink in for a minute. You can't put a price on...
Niro ends with a brutal reality check. History won't remember Trump as a hero. It'll remember him as a bloated caricature who ran the country like a casino floor. Kimmel lands the final blow, saying Trump's legacy won't be marble statues but cheap plastic souvenirs. The roast closes on one simple truth. The show is over, and the joke is on him.
Another dumb idea. Again, this time the House Oversight Committee released some of the Epstein files, around 33,000 pages of the Epstein files, the vast majority of which had already been released. You would think that of all the cases, the one for Jeffrey Epstein would get a full release, but no.
We're in a very bad situation. I remember you and I about 5-6 years ago talking down at the Spring Studios, something about, I said, what just happened, just happened. No, it didn't. Didn't happen. It's all about truth. And what we have here is a denial of truth all over the place. And even the speech that he made after is insane. It's just insane. And I'm very, very concerned about it. I think we all are. It's insane. So that's why I felt I had to do something, say something about it, to go on.
These guys are the true heroes. They stood and put their lives on the line for these lowlives, for Trump.
They lied under oath. Right.
Who lied under oath? What are you telling me?
Those two traitors behind you.
Excuse me?
Those two traitors behind you.
They lied under oath?
That's right.
What are you saying?
They're traitors.
They're traitors. You got I don't know.